Hello, and welcome back to When the Cookie Crumbles. I'm your host, Susan Reddick, and today I have my friend, Tanya Webb, here today. Hey, Tanya.
Hi, Susie.
I'm so glad that you're here. Tanya is the owner of Mary and Jeff's Get It and Go Soul Food. Okay? I love that. That's a whole mouthful to say.
That's it.
She is a chef and a food truck owner. And I wanted to have you here to sit down and talk about how we got to this point. So, welcome to the show. So, can I tell everybody who you are? I mean, I kind of said it, but you tell them about you're the owner and.
Yes, I am. I'm the owner of Mary and Jeff's Soul Food, Get It and Go. I've been cooking for over 30 years.
Yes.
Cooking is my passion. It's my passion. I love cooking. I learned how to cook from my mom, Mary. That's where Mary comes in from. And Jeff is my husband. He came behind because he got killed 2016.
Oh, wow.
So I honor them both because they was my best friends. So I honor them in getting a food truck business going.
That is so good. You know what? I remember, we're Facebook friends too. And I would remember you, I mean, before you did this, you were cooking at was it a retirement home or something?
I was a caregiver.
Oh, caregiver, yeah.
Caregiver.
And I would see you with an older guy, and you would always be cooking all this. I was like, why is he getting all that good food? But you would be cooking real food for him, and he would be so happy with you. And I want to thank you for that because you got to be a special type of person to care for our seniors.
Yes.
And you were doing it and enjoying it.
I sure
and
was.
So, I mean, that meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to me because my mother had to go to a rehab before she passed. And to be able to rely on a caregiver is an important job for our loved ones. So I want to thank you for that.
Thank you.
So I want to get into this. I want to talk about your life journey.
Okay.
Let's talk. Tell me a little bit about your life journey.
Where did it begin from? Like,
just pick a point.
I've been out here 7 years now, Susie, by myself. Of course, you know, like you said, I was working as a caregiver.
Yes.
Everything is like a new journey to me.
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
It's a new journey. It's a new walk for me. Everything is like totally different, you know. Me and my husband's together for 34 years. So my life actually depended on Jeff.
Okay,
You know, we was inseparable.
He was the head of the family.
He was the head of the family.
Yes.
So, you know, my husband got killed in December 2016. It took a toll on me. I didn't think I knew how to start my life over again. I didn't think I knew how to begin, where to begin from. You know, I sat down after he passed after 3 years. I sat down, I went word, you know, I lost tons of weight, you know. I was just in the wrong direction in a lot of ways, you know, and I thank God to this day that I was one of the chosen ones that he delivered me to where I'm at now.
Yes.
You know, because sometimes when, you know, you've been with someone for so long and that was your whole life, it's hard to move forward. A lot of people wouldn't understand that if they've never been in that situation.
I can understand it, and I haven't been in that situation. My husband is definitely the head of our household.
Exactly.
And I'm not sure what I would do. You know what, especially when you're an entrepreneur and you're self-employed, sometimes, you might have a great week, and there's going to be weeks you don't make any money.
Yeah.
You know, but I always have that safety net.
Right.
Somebody I can depend on.
Right.
So I never have to worry about it. So I can imagine I could not imagine having to do it. So
it's hard, and I tell anyone,
getting that call would be too much for me.
It was the worst call ever. It was the worst call ever. My husband actually, I don't want to delay the process, but since you said get in the call, my husband actually called me 3 times before he got killed.
Really?
That day.
Okay.
That day. And the first time he called, he said, what you doing? I said, I ain't doing nothing but cooking. And he said, what you cooking? I told him, I think that's why I cook turkey wings so much.
Yeah.
So I said, turkey wings and greens, and rice, cornbread. He said, okay, I'll be home. showing us. I said, okay. He actually worked at Quick Stop after he got off from work, doing construction because he built houses.
Yes.
So, then moving forward, he called again, not 10 minutes apart. Same question. Baby, what you doing? I said, same thing I was doing 10 minutes ago, baby.
Yeah.
Kitchen cooking. Third call. Not 10 seconds from the third call. It was like back to back, like literally. So he was like, baby, what you doing? I said, Jim, the same thing I was doing 30 seconds ago when you called.
Yeah, by that time he getting on your nerves. Yeah, okay.
He said, okay, I'll be home early. He said, because I got to go to work early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually told me he was done with hanging out, working for Haji down up at the Quick Stop store.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, and so I think 1 hour later, if it was an hour, I get a phone call. But it was the streets calling me, streets calling me
people.
for the people in general. So, when I get the call and I hear that my husband had got shot, I jump up, turn everything off, because we just literally hung up the phone.
Yes.
We just hung up, and he just said, I love you,
Mm-hmm.
So I jumped up and I ran upstairs, told my daughter, I said, your dad just got shot. So, we both come downstairs, get in the car. Traffic was backed up from Indian Hill all the way to North Lane off of Pine Hills Road. It was backed up and I couldn't wait. So I got out of the car and I ran. I told my daughter to get the steering wheel because it was backed up. So I ran.
You just ran the rest of the way.
I'm running, Susan.
Wow.
I'm running the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
I had my pajamas, I had my do-rag, girl, and I'm just running. And everybody calling my name, and so by the time I get to 7-Eleven, there it goes, all the
Was he still there?
No, they had done. The officer said they had just transported him to RMC. So I seen the ambulance going that way. My daughter hadn't made it up there by then. By the time she made it up there, by people knowing me, they stopped the traffic to let me get behind the ambulance. Around.
So you were following the ambulance?
I was following the ambulance.
Oh, wow.
I was following the ambulance. So by the time we get there and we get a good parking space, of course they took Jeff to the back. And I couldn't, they wouldn't let me back there. So many people in the hospital for me and him. And I was expecting.
Everybody in the neighborhood followed.
They followed.
Oh, wow.
They followed. It was a lot of love.
Yes.
They followed. And when I got the call, I was expecting that he got shot in the leg. Because, I never
You didn't think it was life-threatening?
I never thought I would never see my husband again.
Yes, yes.
That's just, but my stomach was balled up. Everything, my heart was racing, and I didn't want to think the worst, So I just had to keep believing and just kept trying to have faith that, no, I really supposed to be in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
I would have took care of my baby in a wheelchair, but because God wanted him more.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was a leg shot or arm shot because it was 5 people got shot.
Wow.
He was just the one that died.
And he was just getting ready to come home from work.
He was going into the store.
Wow.
And they locked the doors because of the shooting was going on out there. So they didn't want people to run inside the door. Forgetting my husband was working with them, and then he was outside sitting on the stump, minding his own business, like if everybody else was. But he was on the stump, just sitting down, eating, smoking a cigarette. When the shooting happened, Jeff seen it apparently, and he got up with the crowd running. He trying to go in the store.
Yes.
And the door was locked, so he ran with the crowd.
And
so he ended up,
shots just
he just got a straight bullet through the back to his heart. So he fell on the premises. And he wasn't dead. They revived him. When they revived him, I honestly believe my husband passed on the ambulance truck. Because when they got there, I think they just didn't want to tell me right then. Yeah. So they waited for hours.
Yeah.
Because I guess they was trying to bring him back. But I honestly believe he passed on the truck after they revived him off the ground. And they said he got pulse, the guy. But I think he passed on his way, and then they tried to keep working on him when they got there, and he just wasn't coming back. You know?
So 34 years
Mm-hmm.
with one man.
One man.
I shouldn't say it that way.
Well,
but,
yeah,
but that's a good thing,
I
though.
know
You
it
know what I'm
is,
saying?
man.
That's a good
And
thing.
it's just so hard to, I would never have another Jeff. I would never have another man that, let me see how I can say this. I would never look for anyone to fulfill his needs, because if I never loved again,
You be okay?
I know what love is.
You'll be
because
okay.
my husband showed me what love was.
Okay. Well, you know what? I want to thank you just for, I know that was hard just to share that.
Mm-hmm.
It had to be difficult. You know what? And I had never actually heard the story. I just knew it was bad. So I know that was difficult. Thank you for sharing that. So you actually kind of did two things for me. You told me about the journey, and you told me about a major trial in your life. You kind of combined the two. So that was good. So I tell you what, why don't we end it here? Can you stay and we come back and tell everybody how we got to Get It and Go?
Of course.
So food. Okay. Well, great. Hey, y'all, this is really good. I mean, you know what? Sometimes you gotta have the emotional stuff, because we see this stuff on TV every day, and you never ever think that it could be you. And this is somebody who's saying, it was me. So I'm Susan Reddick. This is When the Cookie Crumbles. I want you to come back next week so Tanya Webb can finish her story on her journey to becoming the chef, food truck owner. I'll see you next week.